Так, мы продолжаем. Мы открыли новую локацию с наступлением среды. И там очень много всего. Я пока еще осматриваю. Вот все еще появляются какие-то новые. В этом здании когда-то располагался двигатель. Должно быть очень большой. И теоретически я могу туда зайти даже.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
Что это вообще такое?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
И что он снабжал?
Probably something that is no longer there.
Окей. Ну, теоретически мы ее открыть сможем когда-то. А, там мы были. А, тут церквушка, окей, я тут проходил. Блин, я что-то не помню. Вот это я потрогал? Нет. Бочку я потрогал? Нет. Или тут бутылки? А, да. Просто забыл, что у меня нету в руках пакета. А мне надо собирать бутылки.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Ладно, уйти.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Хочу снова обсудить эту кружку.
But it will not happen. The mug talk is exhausted. It is time to return to work. A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
Окей, я просто забыл уже, что смотрел, что нет. Читательский билет.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member.
Заглянуть внутрь.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Перевернуть.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55 211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Méjean.
Кинема это что такое? Это где?
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Блин, как эта куртка дошла до такого состояния?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Да, почему нет?
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Ладно, но из чего сделан этот слой?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
И что случилось после того, как ее повесили на ограждение?
The crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then?
Я просто сделаю вид, что никогда ни о чем подобном не задумывался. Почему?
It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck.
Может, вытереть руки о штаны? Не, блин, тогда у меня штаны будут в дерьме. Фу.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Да ладно. Погоди. Тут где-то был телефон, нет? Там вот. Или он работает вообще?
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change. You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Опустить 10 сантимов и набрать случайный номер. Почему случайный? Мне надо позвонить в библиотеку.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
Возможно. Каков Пьер из себя?
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
Это нехорошо.
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Chrysanthemum.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
Он каждый раз набирает вообще случайные номера, что ли? То есть каждый раз разные. Нифига. Мне нужен конкретный номер. Указатель Сен-Брюн 1147. В тени видны пыльные скамьи. Многих не хватает. Темнота скрывает алтарь, или что-то вроде того. Слишком темно, чтобы разглядеть.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Изучить узор.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Провести рукой по лучу.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Осмотреть скобу.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least.
То есть можно снести эту дверь.
Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
Пока отстранимся.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Чего там с этой наклейкой?
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
Видел этот символ раньше?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
На что, по-твоему, это похоже?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Малолетних правонарушителей?
For Revachol aussi, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
Но что здесь указывает на малолетних правонарушителей?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Согласен, она очень современная, но что на ней? Весельчак, который не знает, что умер, или мертвец, которому все равно? Где кроется источник иронии?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Давай ее попробуем оторвать. Попробуем оторвать наклейку, не порвав ее при этом.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Наклеить ее в журнал следом за последней записью, там ей место.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Так, осмотрим замок внимательней.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Может, подергаем просто за двери?
Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
I don't think that's going to work.
Вообще, нам надо внутрь или нет? Давай попробуем. Попробуем расфигачить.
A minute or so of mauling away at the lock has led to no success. The pry bar in your hand has given you zero mechanical advantage.
Блин. Знаешь, ты вообще-то мог бы и помочь.
I'm not as sturdy as you are. I have even less leverage.
The doors remain unchanged, closed with a padlock.
Блин. Ладно.
If you really think we should get in there, we need to find some other way.
Может, начнем с поиска той бочки, от которой по льду расходятся вибрации?
Yes, the pulsing base. An indication of junior delinquency.
Здесь? Тут как будто ничего нет. Должно быть, это потребовало немало терпения. Что именно? Там просто камни выставлены, что ли? Раскрашен мелками. Кто-то пытается сделать этот мир повеселее. Еще этнические рисунки. Этот столбик покрыт маленькими человечками. Колышек воткнутый в лед, чтобы держать палатку. Мусор после какой-то бесконечной вечеринки.
A pane of Eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
Что это?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
Ладно, пока оставим в покое. Надо поговорить с теми, кто тут находится.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh. Hello.
Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
Ну что, может, зажжем?
What?
Я сказал, тебе не помешало бы надеть шапку.
So should you.
Мне тоже. И она у меня есть.
Oh. I didn't notice that.
Это удобно. Тебе тоже нужна шапка, если ты планируешь и дальше оставаться на улице в такую погоду.
Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law.
Зачем так грубо?
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else. My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
Как тебя зовут?
Estelle.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness.
А фамилия?
Why?
Я из полиции. Это нужно для отчетности.
Okay, it's Berger.
A very common name. You have little reason to doubt that's her real name. But she's not all that surprised by this cop show questioning, is she?
Что это у тебя за устройство?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
А провода?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
Что такое контактный микрофон?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Nice. You could maybe bug someone with it. Wiretapping.
И как эта штука работает?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
И где ты взяла этот микрофон?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum.
Что такое Полизей?
Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Занятно. А кто такой этот Арно?
Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum-going kind of person.
Я пашу? Что за я пашу? Я пашу.
I don't know what that means.
Я верчусь.
I don't know what that means either.
Я не знаю, но у меня есть неоспоримые доказательства моей крутизны. Это сломанный проигрыватель и разнесенный в пух и прах номер в гостинице.
That's cool.
Ладно, неважно. Поговорим лучше о контактном мике.
Sure.
Майке, наверное. Ладно, если подумать, у меня есть к тебе вопросы, не связанные с микрофоном.
Okay.
Что ты здесь делаешь в такой холод?
Recording, I guess.
И что именно ты записываешь?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that'll sound.
Погоди, что случилось с наушниками?
My boyfriend sold them.
Зачем?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious.
Зачем ты все это записываешь? Трещины, шаги.
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
She is on some kind of stimulant, amphetamine or methadone, and its effects are wearing off fast. She will begin to experience more and more valleys now, and fewer peaks.
Take this, you're cold.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
В смысле ей шапку отдать? У меня хорошая шапка, я не хочу ее отдавать. Ты сказала, что здесь музыкальное место. Где здесь?
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not gonna be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
Парни?
Yeah. Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
And why is that?
Почему ты мерзнешь, а парни сидят внутри?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room.
Каких вещей?
Music stuff mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it.
Ты про те наушники, что продал твой парень?
Yep, they were pretty. I'm sorry we sold those.
А почему бы не оставить часть вещей снаружи, чтобы тебе тут не мерзнуть?
That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold.
У меня были еще вопросы. Ладно, не знаю, мне жалко отдавать ей свою шапку. Я просто не помню, она какая вообще по характеристикам. Хорошая? Вот, тебе нужнее, чем мне. На тебе шапка. Шапку.
Thanks.
Блин, хорошая шапка была. Надеюсь, это стоило того. У меня были еще вопросы.
Go ahead.
В смысле, я дал ей шапку, и это вообще почти ничего не дало. Расскажи мне поподробнее об этом музыкальном клубе, который вы планируете открыть в церкви.
It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum. Except that, yeah.
Что такое анодная танцевальная музыка?
You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Какими еще электронными инструментами? В смысле, какими еще электронными инструментами?
Synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
Значит, вы хотите превратить церковь в клуб?
I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Hey, you two are cops.
Нет, мы из полиции.
Okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys, because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right?
Я поговорю с ними.
They're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else?
Это ты повесила замок на церковные двери?
No,
Нет?
not really, no.
She's trying to get out of a direct lie with semantic tricks. She personally didn't put the padlock on the door.
Значит, это не твое?
It's Noid's.
Зачем этот Нойк, или как его там, повесил замок на церковную дверь?
To keep more weirdos from getting in. Fucking Martinez. I'm sorry. It's got the worst weirdos. If you get around to it, ask Andre about him, he'll tell ya.
Ладно, хватит о церкви. Я хотел еще кое о чем спросить.
Go ahead.
Ты выглядишь на удивление спокойно для человека, у которого берут показания. Почему?
Well, it's just questioning, right? You're just questioning me. It's what cops do.
Тебя раньше опрашивали полицейские?
Once or twice, yeah. I'm sorry I haven't had the Revachol experience they get east of the river.
А что там на восточном берегу?
Rich people. Rich people are east of the river.
Странно, существование богачей не вызывает у меня никаких эмоций.
Bet they like it that way.
You keep them rich.
И что за проблемы у тебя были с полицией?
The usual. I had a shitty run as a teenager.
Какие обычные?
You know, drinking, getting into fights. The ugly stuff that happens when you move out your parents' place at 13. In Forberg.
Interesting term. Time to glean some knowledge.
Погоди, что значит в Фобуре?
Is this a rhetorical question?
Нет, я действительно порой не помню даже самые элементарные вещи.
Faubourg, not in Faubourg, is a massive banlieue south of Jamrock Quarter. It is the largest ghetto in Revachol, possibly the world.
Знаю, что такое Джемрок, но предположим на минутку, что я забыл.
We are Jamrock, sort of. Martinez is called North Jamrock sometimes. Jamrock is also a ghetto, only smaller than Faubourg.
А почему ты съехала в таком юном возрасте?
My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess, I just wanted to drink too, you know. Get my party on.
Алкоголь, вечеринки и диско — это очень вредно. Посмотри на меня и сделай выводы.
She nods very cautiously.
Ладно, на самом деле у меня пока все.
Okay, bye.
Блин, у меня теперь нет шляпы. Для шапки. Причем хорошую шапку ей пришлось отдать.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel, reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock, are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is.
Втиснуться внутрь.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Пахнет потом и стиральным порошком. Еще немного эфиром. Похоже, это канистра с водой. Подписано дистиллированная. Колонка большая. Такие используют на живых выступлениях. Кучка спреев для носа. Название марки Назафет Ультра.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg! Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Погодите-ка, и сколько на вашем счету организованных музыкальных мероприятий?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Что вы здесь делаете?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noit's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
Не извиняйся, моя лучшая.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
О чем ты?
I'm talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads. Burnouts.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
Strike that! The word!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there are the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
А чем они так неприятные?
The spooky kind.
Жуткие? Что ты имеешь в виду?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just wanna spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
Я займусь этим. Расскажи подробнее.
All right, man.
Ассель говорит, что Ноик повесил замок на двери. Зачем?
Oh, so you met her. Good, good. I did ask Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
Мне нужен ключ.
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Поймать ключ на лету.
You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left. Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
Погреться в лучах славы.
The young man with ribcage-shaped suspenders looks at you, standing there, with a goofy grin on your face. The word august, used as an adjective, that's how cool it feels to be old and cool in the eyes of the young. Let's face it, you're near death, yet bathed in the golden rays of stately grandeur, like a late summer's day, like a daddy-o.
А и долго эти люди сидят там взаперти?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
Как ты можешь быть уверен в том, что они не умерли с голоду?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
%85 это недостаточно, когда речь идет о благополучии других людей.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. I guess it wasn't very hardcore of us to just lock them in like that.
Me too. I shouldn't have that kind of power over another person. I'm not the one with the violence monopoly here. You are. I'm glad that key is out of my hands now.
Понятно, у меня есть еще вопросы.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Ты говорил, что эта церковь принадлежит каким-то церковникам. Кто они такие?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
Прежде чем мы продолжим, скажи, что значит метеоранская. Блядь, столько непонятных слов реально.
You know, of Meteo, concerning Meteo.
А, метео.
Meteo, a country on Muindi, on the Muindi Isla.
А, партия основателей. Я про них слышал, но, может, напомнишь мне, кто они?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization.
И что?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericanassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the innocentic system, no?
Кажется, они не оценили бы появление ночного клуба в своей церкви.
You're totally wrong about that.
The Pericanassian church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericanassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance. Love is hardcore.
Unity. Unity.
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
You feel it, the anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters.
Думаю, любовь действительно может быть довольно хардкорной.
Oh yeah, it can.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
Ладно, покиваем в ритм, типа я в теме.
Feels good.
Теперь я понимаю, как глупо с моей стороны было думать иначе. Нодная музыка действительно учит любви, как и церковь перекарнасцев.
Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving.
Я хотел бы поговорить обо всем этом оборудовании, что стоит в палатке.
Yes. What?
Я смотрю, вы принесли с собой воду.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
Еще и дистиллированная.
Oh. It's the one they sell at the fuel station.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
А что по поводу всего этого Назафеда?
The what now?
Назафет Ультра. У вас тут его целые залежи.
Oh, the old Ultra. We,
Что?
He's like an actor looking to the souffleur for his line.
I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
По-моему, все у тебя в порядке.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
Можно мне немного? У меня тоже с носом проблемы.
Sure. Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
Не знаю, зачем это подмечать, что у них там жутко воняет потом. Ну, просто скажут, извините, мы тут в тесноте работаем, танцуем, вспотели. Ладно, достаточно.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Блин, ну тут явно что-то не так на самом деле. Так что это за люди там в церкви?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
Вы их даже не видели, но хотите, чтобы в дело вмешалась полиция?
Well, there's also the machinery. When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
Но никакого физического присутствия вы не зафиксировали.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
Как ты можешь быть уверен в том, что они торчки и нарики, если даже не видел их?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
Why not? Let's go with that.
По-моему, безупречный аргумент.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you.
Можешь подробнее рассказать про эту аппаратуру?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it.
Развлекались под снаф-радио?
It means like one of those rich boy private radio stations, where you can listen to people getting killed on, then jerk off to it. Sick shit.
Must be. Even Kuno knew that.
Not that we would know anything about that. Noid just likes to relay stuff.
He appears sincere enough, sire. You could, of course, be wrong.
We're getting derailed here. In short, you can tell to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more.
А что там по поводу той штуки, которая за вами наблюдала?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
Человек-краб?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Вы уверены, что там был человек-краб?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. A cell was alone that time. But I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
So he hasn't even been in there lately. Is he afraid?
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
Ладно, сменим тему.
Sure. What?
Ладно, пока что у меня все.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good. It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
Волну?
Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can align.
Любопытно.
I suck at socialising, man. Even now, our sign synchronisation is way off. But I'll see what I can do.
Я видел наклейку на замке. Можешь мне о ней рассказать?
A sticker? You mean the yellow one? Can you describe it to me?
Нафига? Ты знаешь, о чем я.
Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like.
Зачем я буду ее описывать, если ты и так прекрасно знаешь, о чем речь?
So I can hear you do it. Sometimes the outside gaze helps us reflect on things.
Noid, don't bother our guests with your games.
Piss off, Andre. Me and Mr. Cop are trying to discuss art.
You shouldn't talk like that.
Мне не смущает, когда используют крепкие словечки.
Cool. The ban on foulness. That's the moralist plot to alienate us from our bodily function so they can control us more fully. Anyhow, what was the sticker like?
Ладно, это желтый кружок, на котором нарисовано лицо. Вместо глаз крестики, а под ними улыбка. Думаю, кресты вместо глаз означают, что парень мертв.
Good, good. What did you want to know?
Я был прав? Это улыбающийся мертвец?
Yes, you're the 23rd person to get it right. And I've asked 23 people. Looks like it's a dead guy smiling to the entire human race.
Серьезно?
Really?
Ладно, и что это значит?
He defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always already dead. How can we ever smile then? Because history is a lie, and so are its deaths. present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore expels death. Or maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats.
Or drugged out of his mind, come to think of it.
А может, он обдолбался до беспамятства?
Or drunk, or in a clinical coma, or glad to be dead. But those versions suck.
И почему эта наклейка такая уж модерновая?
Simplicity was brought to us by a classical soul artist modernism, but that was a tasteful, harmonious simplicity, right? Well, hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's a warning shot. This will be dangerous. The echo of man's loss, haunting him. The sticker, the clothes, the music, same thing.
Ты это все сам придумал?
Not alone. Many people are thinking the same thing right now. There's a gathering at the Palaceum. The beat is the same for all.
Думаю, мы исчерпали эту тему.
I guess one could write an entire treatise on the thing. But what for?
Расскажи мне о машинах, которые ты видел в церкви.
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
Что плохого в паранатуральном?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though.
Паранатуральное. Ты считаешь, что оно на самом деле существует?
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Почему тебя прозвали Нойком?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
Не понимаю, что это означает.
I can see that. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve sign synchronicity would be by getting us into the church.
Как сейчас? Все в порядке с волнами?
Nah. Still strongly out of sync. Stage gamma disalignment.
Что?
You heard me.
Ладно, может, я вернусь попозже.
The shaggy-haired girl kneels on the sea ice. She looks up as you approach.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
Помогу.
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
Твои друзья рассказали, что ты была в церкви. Что ты там видела?
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
She's less prone to blurt it out, crab man, than the others.
Это мы посмотрим. Давай рассказывай.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Продолжай.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
Like a crab, you say?
Как выглядел этот человек-краб?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
Come on, she obviously could. She already went into detail.
Ладно, хватит тянуть время. Как он выглядел?
He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way.
A crab and a banger?
Yes, a banger. As in a mess gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw.
Ты была не права, я верю тебе. Ну, так надо.
Why?
Это слишком нелепая история, чтобы быть выдумкой.
I guess so. Anyway, what else?
Ну, пока все, я думаю. Блин, я ей поверила, почему у меня эмпатия тут? Не это. Расскажи поподробнее о своих коллегах.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
Просто ответь на вопрос.
Sorry. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
А как насчет тебя? Расскажи мне что-нибудь о себе.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Что? Ладно, может, спрошу об этом попозже.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
Блин, я, наверное, смогу ее разговорить, если вот это смогу сделать. Но я не могу это сделать с такими шансами. Ладно, пока что у меня все.
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
Прокинем его.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Что? Кто-то там носится стайки, а потом... Блин, не было видно. Все в дырках. Может, в этих столбиках спрятано сокровище? Нужно заглянуть внутрь. О, давай.
There's something feral crouched between the rocks.
Где?
There, by the water.
Дикая?
Something primal. Something forbidden.
Окей. Вот это? Леопардовая боди.
This is a men's size L, leopard patterned unitard with short sleeves. There are bits of seaweed stuck to it. It speaks to the animal inside you. Slow and steady, boy. You know how to handle this.
Потрогать ткань пальцами.
Despite the time it's spent in the water, the garment itself is surprisingly silky. The leopard spots are slightly textured. The garment label says it's composed of 85% polyamide and 15% elastane.
Откуда оно взялось?
The wind blows through rocks and reeds. Days spent in the salt water have washed off any clues of its origin.
Ну что мне с ним делать?
Run, you idiot. There's only one thing left to do. See how it fits. Just know that once the leotard goes on, it never comes off. You will change irrevocably. But don't you want to feel different? It can be a secret that only you know.
Примерить, но только на минуточку.
You slip from your briefs into the leotard. It's very tight.
Приз получен,
You've
менталитет
never been
хищника.
cradled so firmly before.
Да, вот какой тварью я хочу быть.
Your fingers run down your pectoral muscles, your abdominals, your hips. It's impossible to tell where you end and the leopard begins. The dried sea salt chafes against your soft flesh. Again, once the leopard comes on, it's never ever coming off.
Ну, останемся в нем тогда.
It's wearing you now.
Что-то... то есть вот так вот теперь? Погоди. А что мне оно дает, интересно? Какую-то характеристику дает мне? Кроме странностей. Видимо, нет. Оно вообще не дает ничего. Это Нулон Твенсен, неудачная модель. потом поговорим. Мне надо найти эти две ловушки. Где они были-то еще? Рядом с каналом, который пересекали к юго-востоку от деревни. Рядом с каналом. К югу от деревни. Где-то тут? А вон.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds, another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place.
Оглядеться.
The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. You see slabs of concrete north. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast. Nearer somehow, and there's that cold again. Always the cold.
Возьмем ее.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
Главное не останавливаться. Со следующей нам точно повезет.
Yep. The next one has a crab trapped in it. These are just crab traps, you do realize?
Где еще одна была? К западу от здания Фельд. Что за здание Фельд? этими?
This trap's not too hard to spot once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist.
Оглядеться.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently.
Взять ловушку.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
Устал?
No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
This is the last of the traps. The one Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality.
Оглядеться.
The reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
Неужели он будет здесь? Возьмем.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
Присмотреться.
No locust. No phasmid either, but still.
Присмотреться повнимательнее.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked the trap up and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Но что если это был фазмид? Вдруг он сожрал приманку и улизнул?
Right. Anyway, that's for the cryptozoologists to figure out now. We are not cryptozoologists. We are cops.
Ладно. На этом наши полномочия все. Можно теперь вернуться и поговорить с ним. Заодно по пути надо купить магнитофон. И что еще? Ну пока все. А дать потом Гарту еще там чучело. Еще можно будет позвонить, спросить по поводу этого. Пробили там по номеру или нет. А также уже труп можно как бы отправить на экспертизу. То есть много всего надо. Здесь тоже есть еще квесты, но я хотел бы разочек вернуться и пока продвинуть те, которые там на том берегу. Где проход не тут был? Ладно, на этом мы закончим. Пока что. Продолжим завтра.